Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. You're going to like this one. This was sent to me by a very close friend of mine. And according to what she wrote, it was posted on Facebook by Joesph J. Martin. And oh, by the way, he's from Pennsylvania. And he wrote, "A friend claimed that Donald Trump wouldn't make a good president. He is brash. He is racist. He is a loudmouth. You know the normal things people learn to recite after being programmed by television news." The ones I loved was that, quote, "Trump is arrogant," end of quote. My friend questioned if one man could make that much difference in the world today. To my friend's credit, she was respectful enough to let me respond when she asked, "Really? What has Trump done?" I said, in June of last year, Trump entered the race for president. In just a little over a year, Trump has single-handedly defeated the Republican Party. He did so thoroughly. In fact, he did so in such a resounding way that the Republican Party now suffers from an identity crisis. He literally dismantled the party. Trump even dismantled and dismissed the brand and value of the Bush family. Trump has Obama petrified that Trump will dismiss programs that weren't properly installed using proper law. Trump has single-handedly debunked and disemboweled any value of news media as we knew it. News now suffering from an all-time level of distrust and disrespect. Trump has leaders from all over the world talking about him, whether good or bad. Trust me, powerful men who have been president before weren't liked by the global community. I doubt Mikhail Gorbachev liked Reagan when Reagan said, quote, "Tear down that wall," end of quote. Trump has expressly disclosed the feud perpetrated on the American public by Hillary Clinton. He has quite literally brought Hillary to her knees, if you believe that nervous tension and disorders offer physical side effects and damage. Trump has unified the silent majority in a way that should be patently frightening to liberals. As the press accuses Trump of being a house of cards, Trump has proven the press is the real house of cards. He has whipped up the entire establishment into pure panic. Trump has exposed them for who they are and, worse, what they are. George Clooney was right when he said Trump draws live news coverage of his podium that he has not yet approached. Thanks, George. You were perfectly correct. What we see as headline news today are actually the last bubbles of the ship that is now sunk, meaning the standard news media as a propaganda machine has been exposed. They have no more value. In the same way, Trump asked the African American community this question. I asked my friend, quote, "At this point, what do you have to lose?" question mark, end of quote. We have mass cop shootings, riots in the streets, ambush cops, double-digit inflation, bombs blowing up in our cities, targeted police, Black Lives Matter hashtag, a skyrocketing jobless rate, no economic growth, privately owned land being seized by the federal government, the worst racial tension in my lifetime. No God in schools, more abortion than ever, illegal aliens pouring into our country, sick veterans receiving no care, and a debt that doubled in 7 years to 19 trillion. Are you really happy with the condition of the current system? One man has done all this in 1 year, one guy, and on his own dime. And with everything I've written above, you believe Trump hasn't done anything? You claim that you're afraid of Donald Trump? No wonder you're in trouble. You can say that Trump is a lousy presidential candidate. That's your right. Just don't ever say he's not effective. The Megyn Kelly, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Washington Post, Rachel Maddow, the Huffington Post, the New York Times, Raleigh's News and Observer, the AP, Don Lemon, Jack Tapper, and many more failed to implement their collectively orchestrated lie on the American people against Trump is actually a massive testament to Trump. The press colluded pure propaganda to accomplish his demise, and they have collectively failed, and miserably. Here's just one example of how badly America is injured right now. There are high school football players on their knees during the national anthem simply because the press used this propaganda to program those kids to do that very thing. But these kids aren't mimicked NFL stars the same way the same kids chooses which brand of football shoe to purchase. They're overly brainwashed to do that very thing. Now we have a generation of children who hate America. America's problem isn't that little children are on their knees in a collective disrespect of America. Our problem is that America is on its knee from collective disrespect by Americans. You can disrespect America all you want, but it's high time you respect the silent majority, because they're simply the silent majority, as we've been trained to believe when Hillary calls them, quote, deplorables, end of quote. The fact is, they are simply the majority, and now they're no longer silent either. Donald Trump changed all that single-handedly and within 1 year. Now you tell me that isn't the best piece of literature that anyone's written about anyone. If this doesn't go viral, shame on you. I can't thank Joesph J. Martin enough. I hope he gets to see this. And I hope hundreds of thousands of Americans, of Europeans, of people throughout the entire world get to see this. It's all up to you. Make it happen, and make it happen now. Thanks for listening.